folks, it is day 20 of playing Minecraft every day for the month of July. As you can see the house, Observer cannot. I told Observer to log on and just look right at the floor, because I want to surprise Observer with the house. You ready? And ta-da! Welcome to the Redstone Rendezvous. This is your house. It still needs a few touches. I need to decorate it a little bit. I need to make these into stairs, but look, we got the table with all your friends. We got my roommate Dispenser. We got Crafter, I hardly know her. And we got Observer and me. Oh, everyone's favorite blockheads. That's a stake of approval, I'm assuming. Yeah, that's a yes. But look, we gotta deck this out a little bit. I don't know what you want to do with the place, but I was trying to texture in some bone blocks in with the smooth quartz, and we gotta find out a better lighting solution. Maybe we'll do like a whole interior episode, because we're getting pretty far ahead on the advancements, Observer. So yeah, how about that, huh? You leave, you go dormant for a little bit. Oh, dude, that's it. All right, well, I get it. I give you a home, and then you just shut me out. Wow. Wow, how nice. I could just look through. It's an acacia door. It's so easy to look through and see that you're just ignoring me. This would be the worst if I was a door-to-door salesman, if I was just dong, 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 dong. Observer! I can see, it's glass and it's a transparent door. I can tell that you're home. All right, the plan today is to go get the remaining cats that I need. And then toward the end, I'm not gonna let you just be the only one with the new house on the block. I gotta find something of my own. Is there any fish down here in the pool? That might be good to grab. Yeah, here's some fish. Okay, good. Yep. Just taking me out to like Alaska, and I'm like, don't worry, I got them. And I just jump in and just start swinging a sword. That'd be pretty good. I went to Alaska once and I caught a fish. It didn't make me like fish. Luckily it was catch and release. I didn't have to eat it, and go through that horror. But to just be like, you know, just be a kid growing up, and I just didn't want to be doing anything, right? Just anything that wasn't video games I didn't want to be doing. I guess that much hasn't changed. But I'm just on this boat, and on a whim, they're just like, hey, you want to come up and try fishing? And I'm like, sure. I just go over, and for some reason, I was the one who caught something, and I was able to catch the fish, and it was pretty cool. Alaska's beautiful. I very much think if I want to live someplace else, it would be somewhere with mountains, as opposed to beaches. I think that's so much cooler. For one, I already like it being cooler. I don't like the heat. So that's nice. But then also just, I don't like sand. I grew up on a desert planet, and so I'm sick of sand. It gets everywhere. It's coarse. But the mountains, those are great by me. Observer, where do you think we should head for cats? I think there's some villages that way. That way then? Yeah, that seems like a good call. Let's go, Observer. My mom loves beaches. That would be where she would want to be all the time if she could, just in a beach. I mean, give enough time to global warming, then Vegas will be a beach, and then hey, there you go, best of both worlds, right? Yeah, so I grew up with, we would try to go to California and go to the beach side, which is very easy in California because the whole state is basically a beach. Just go along the edge of it and you're gonna find another beach. I don't know what other variants we need. I don't think we have that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. You can be Two-Face. Hello. You can be Rachel. Where's Rachel? She's right there. How many do we need? I need to actually look at this. All right, we have 4 more left. You know, I was thinking about it today as I was starting up my day. I was thinking that through my job, and particularly being out of school, I don't really realize the changing of seasons so much anymore. Another village! Just in the sense of, there's no break, right? Especially YouTube is kind of a full-time job. And I'm lucky that it is. But, normally when there's breaks, it actually means that it's a time to be uploading more. I don't think we have that cat. And so, usually, the only way that I recognize that the months are changing, or, you know, the seasons are changing is because it's hotter outside, or I have to start wearing a jacket, and that's usually the extent of it, right? I like this cat a lot. You can be True Blue Kalamazoo. through this series, I've sort of gotten to be, I don't know, I guess more in the moment of days as they're coming through. I don't know if I really recognize, especially in a summer month, even growing up as a kid, I would feel like summer would fly by. And for what we're doing here, this will be a full month that I'll be able to look back on and basically have a live journal that I've gotten to share with all of you, and all of you watching daily get to see, every day what I'm up to and what I'm thinking about and stuff. And that's it's a very, very surreal feeling. I talked with my girlfriend and I said, in some way, this will be the most documented that my life will have ever been in a single period. Hey, you can be gray matter. But I don't know, it also kind of put into perspective for me of what memories I remember about summers of the past. And if you asked me about like summers in my adult life, I wouldn't remember much except for these kind of milestones like VidCon. Other than that, the summer months just feel like any other month. It's just hotter. I go outside less. But when I was growing up, summers, I would remember things like going to the beaches with my family, building sand castles, covering myself in sand. Those were all very fond memories for me. I actually remember one memory with Minecraft. Oh, sorry. Don't worry, I'll tell you my story as soon as you come back. I remember one story with Minecraft. I was playing, it was me, my roommate, currently, Dispenser, and Grayson, who I talked about in the end episode. And wow, you took a lot. Was that even another one that I needed? No. Well, you're just an additional now. You can be jaundice. You have yellow eyes. I don't know what to tell you. And all three of us were sitting on one couch, and we're all sitting there on our individual laptops playing on a LAN world. I believe we were playing Tekkit, that old mod pack where you would try to really technical Minecraft stuff, because I watched the Yogscast play it, and I remember that being so cool. There's a common thing that people bring up when they talk about missing Minecraft, and it's like, do you miss Minecraft, or do you miss who you were when you were playing Minecraft? And I guess sort of both. I think if I give all of that power of romanticization to the past, then I'm not taking in stride all the great things that happened in my life. There's so much stuff that if a younger version of me were to look at now, I'd be taken aback. So I don't think that's just fair to pin that all as like, well, okay, that's the good days are gone, now we're just on to the regular days. Like, no, there's gonna be so many more days of any kind that'll be coming up. There'll be good days, bad days, sad days, happy days. I should have said glad days, that would have rhymed. There's gonna be days where you miss the rhyme, that just happens. And I think for me at least, as long as I'm going to those days, then I'm affording myself the chance to have all of it. That camel peering up from the bottom there, it looked like a spider spawning. I don't know if anyone else saw that. The arch of its neck just over that ridge, that was weirdly horrific. Okay, let me sleep. Sorry, Observer. You can cuddle in close if you want. I don't know, what's Pitbull say? Every day above ground's a great day. Remember that? That feels surprisingly accurate, Mr. Bull. Especially in the case of projects, I think about it in the sense of, as long as I'm able to keep doing stuff, that I can wake up and know that there's another thing for me to do, whether it's this next episode of July series, or it's going to a convention, or whatever project there is. I think it's common to feel like, oh, I don't have enough time for everything I want to do, but in some way, having a purpose and the want to do more, I think, is incredibly worthwhile. Because I think we all can relate to what it's like when you're living a life that's sort of, I don't know, it's hard to find aim in life. And those are the days, that's a lot of summers that I had, where just days would blend together and You know, now at least I get to strive for this one cat, which I probably already have tamed this variant. I just don't remember it. There's no point to go this far out. There's zero. I can put on my bored face. Come on. There we go. Hey, was that a new one? Nope. Well, you could join the pack anyway, because apparently I don't have good enough inventory skills. Let me look at all the kinds of cats. So I think it's Ragdoll and Jelly. I think those are the remaining two. Okay. This reminds me of that scene. One of my favorite movies is The Martian. This reminds me of that scene in The Martian where he says, "Everywhere that I go, I'm the first person who's ever been there." Well, I guess second. Thanks, cat. And I go over to that one, kind of ruined the moment. I go over to that ridge, I'm the first person there. And in this single player world, it's very much the same. Except, you know, NASA doesn't have to spend billions of dollars to save me. Yet. It was always interesting to me when I was starting out on YouTube, when I would tell people, oh, I'm getting into editing, or things like that. It'd be, oh, do you want to be a filmmaker or whatever? And for a time, the easier answer was just to say yes, because I didn't know that this YouTube thing was going to work out. My face is still bored. I didn't know that this YouTube thing was going to turn out or not. So you want people to take you seriously, I would just say, yes, I am going to be something. You know, people understand film as a more legitimate job. So I was like, sure, why not? And I never really wanted to do that. The goal was really YouTube. It was getting to do basically this kind of Let's Play style is the stuff that I loved. It means a lot to me, and I think it's easy to, I guess, misunderstand what makes a good video or a good YouTuber to someone. I think of like Game Grumps, something that I watched all the time. Is that Jellycat? I think it is. And the number of videos of theirs that I've actually hit the like button on, surprisingly little, because most of the time I'm just leaving it on the TV and I'm just hanging out. And I would have said back in the day that was my favorite YouTube channel. It's definitely the one I've watched the most. Things like Oni Plays and stuff up there as well. Alright, was that another one? Yeah, okay, we're one shy. I'm not that shy. I do kind of look a little weird, though. If I came up to you like this in public, wearing just, like, my kid's costume, and then also had a weird hitbox around me, that's a little intimidating, isn't it? You're a little scared, aren't you? Alright. Wait, I didn't name this one. Well, it's already named, right? It's Jelly, so... Because jam don't shake like that. Anyway, well, that's the orange cat. I don't think that's the one I'm missing. Yeah, baby! I did not get the red one! Thank goodness I checked it. I'm gonna call this one Orange You Glad I Tamed All the Cats. You glad I tamed all the cats. Oh, get tired. Oh, get charged. I'm gonna just call you Oiget. Oiget. Oiget! I wonder what it'll be like to share Minecraft with my kids. Well, it's kind of a random thought, but like, I saw a comment on one of the videos recently that really hit me. Or someone was talking about how, you know, they were basically talking about the Y phase that kids go through. And they were like, Skip, when, you know, kids go through the Y phase, I feel like you are going to have, you know, all the answers for them and you'll be a really cool dad. And for one, that already hits me because the biggest compliment that someone can say to me, in my opinion, is that I'd be a good dad. It's something I very much want to do. My parents are amazing, so to be anywhere near that it would mean a lot. I don't know, it's just interesting to think about, like, playing Minecraft with my kids, or like any game, because I didn't grow up with that necessarily with... This cat looks the silliest. You don't want fish. You're not a duck, you're chicken. Oh, it's the occasional seeds I'm holding. I get it now. I feel like I was like one of the last generations of someone who didn't grow up with parents that were necessarily gamers. My parents are like the very edge of baby boomers. And like with that, you know, my mom didn't play any video games. My dad played a few, but like that was kind of it. You know, my dad grew up with like arcade gaming, kinda. And, you know, he bought a Dreamcast, I believe. And he tells the story of he was playing Soul Calibur on the Dreamcast, and it was like his character beating up like a female character, and then my sister, who was just a toddler, walked in, and she was like, "What are you playing?" And he was like, I can't be playing this game. I've got a young daughter. Like, this isn't the thing. Just very funny. Where did the other cat go? You lose so many of them while doing this method. Maybe it's not about bringing the cats home, but the cats that we met along the way. Oh, boy. Oh, there they are. Huh. I think it can be easy to close the door on friends, so let's just bring everyone along with. This has been a very, very introspective episode. Who would have known that completing the catalog also... Maybe it's because I had therapy today. I'm sure that's it. I'm still in therapy mode. Ugh, I'm sorry about that. I wonder if Mojang knew when they made the game how pretty it is. I really wouldn't have rationalized that something like that would be so nice to look at. Hey! That's not nice to look at. I wonder if increasing my render distance helps them teleport. We can experiment with it. Oh, they mostly made it. Hey, look at all our cats! Awesome. Wow, this is a crowd. So while I was trying to think of topics for this these videos, I was looking over at actually Ask Reddit posts, which I used to read all the time. I would go through while I was just waiting at like the dentist office or something. I would just pull up Ask Reddit, and now I guess people just grow up with having an AI voiceover over just Minecraft parkour footage, tell them what's going on. This isn't parkour. Hold on. Now it is. Sorry. Hold on. Now it is. All right. So this one post that stuck out to me, the question was, what is something that you've put 1,000 hours into, or just a lot of time into, right? That's now effectively useless. And I guess to me, the answer would probably be editing. I don't know how much I've talked about this. I used to edit for other YouTubers. That's kind of how I got my start. I reached out to different YouTubers to offer to edit. I reached out to, Dan was one of them. I reached out to 60 YouTubers. I heard back from 6. 4 of them were no's. And then there was Dan who said, let's collab. And there was a channel called Loxton Noggin, which is like a Pokemon channel. And Loxton said, sure, edit. And I edited for Loxton. And I remember it was a video about Pokemon anime mistakes. Funnily enough, a list video. So there you go. How about that? I got my start early to the list genre. It wasn't even for me. And I edited for a Mario Kart YouTuber, TWD98, Troy. And that was fun. That was kind of... I just got to do a lot of different styles of editing. And I didn't have any interest in being an editor or anything at that time. I just wanted to do YouTube, but like I'd learned the skills from that to apply to my own channel, and now I don't really edit on our main videos. I do an occasional one, the 121 trailer versus reality video. That was me who edited that. And that kind of goes into my point of, I think, is it something that I actually do in my day-to-day anymore? No. But I'm so grateful that I know how to do it, because if there's ever a case where I need to describe how to do something, I can talk from experience, right? I remember I was talking with Alex, who is the person who made the theme song for this July series. That actually is a question I've been getting a lot, is people ask, what's the link to the song? You know, what song are you using and stuff? It's really, truly a song that we had made for the July series. And I love it. I think it came out so cool. But we went through multiple different revisions of how to even get that song. And that was a lot of me learning of like, how do I give notes on what I do and don't like in a song? And music's actually a very iterative process. It's something where they're not going to get it 100% right the first time they do it, nor do they expect to. But actually putting all these cats on top of the creeper farm's kind of funny. I don't know why they all like that spot. It kind of looks like a cat climbing tower, so maybe that's it. I digress. But it's a very iterative process, so, you know, you say, oh, can you change the drums or whatever here, X, Y, and Z, and that's how it works. And a great musician like Alex knows how to take that, and we were eventually able to get this theme song that I love. I can't imagine the July series without it. Where are my cats? Are they still at the creeper farm? Oh, Observer's hanging out there. That might be it. They might not leave until Observer leaves. Yep. Sure enough. Here we go. Come on, kitties. Join the group. Oh my god. Okay. Marvelissimo. All right. That's a little horrific if I'm being honest. Oh boy. Alrighty, I'm gonna work on my house now. So I just need a bunch of dark oak wood and a bunch of oak leaves. A tree cutting montage, mayhaps. Ba 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 ba. Alrighty. Oh my gosh, I need like a whole shulker box full of leaves. I finally can clean up this tree. This tree has been here for generations and bothering me. Spruce time. Spruce acquired. So I'm using a mod called Lightmatica to get what I have in creative here. That is kind of cool, having it grow from where this is all. I like that. Let's get started. Oh, hello. That's probably the last thing I needed for this build right now, was a zombie piglin. I have no respite. They chased me into my own home. This will be where I hang out at. This is my, I don't know what you call the top of a treehouse. I guess just the house, right? Because the rest of it's the tree. This will be the central trunk, where it goes back up through. That's the thing I see builders do. They always describe the lore of this thing. It's just, it looked too barren in this, so I was just like, oh, what if I just put a mound? What if I just filled in the old mound trick? Seeing the orange here actually does make me realize that autumn leaves would be awesome on this. Maybe that's the project for a different time. You know, in some ways it's unfortunate that the fall months are so busy, because if you actually ask me what my favorite season is, it's fall. I love fall or autumn. I like calling it autumn better. I think it sounds more proper. It sounds like it's its own thing. It actually gets its own word. I like autumn a lot better as a name for that reason. But when I think about all the stuff I love about that, you know, that's definitely a time of year that I get very happy. Because I love December and I love Christmas celebrations, but most of that happens in fall. Winter is a very small part of December. So, you know, I think it gets the best of both worlds. I get my Halloween, my Thanksgiving, I get my mom's pumpkin cookies. Those are my favorite things as the year goes by. Just being able to... My mom makes these pumpkin cookies with cream cheese frosting on top. And I mean, come on. Catch me licking the plate of those. I mean, there's no diet that can keep me away from that. It has to be carved out. Like, I do not care. I could be close to a 6-pack, and it's like, I'll settle for just a 5-pack if I can have those cookies again. I think it's important to keep up those little, I guess, traditions, as time goes along. Because I think about some of the stuff that we were already talking about in this episode of like, as my life gets more complicated and you have to start worrying about things like money and paychecks and taxes and all these things, that if you're able to just sprinkle in little reminders of, you know, keep things going, keep those good memories going, I think then you're giving yourself some stability of things to look back on. And will it feel like the first time I ever ate one of those cookies? No. Will I feel like a kid again when I try it? No, I don't think it's like Ratatouille. But it'll make me think about those things, and sometimes thinking about it is a solid enough reminder for me, if I'm being honest. Ta-da! That's pretty cool. And with that, folks, thank you so much for watching. This is where we're at with the image, and with that, I will see you tomorrow on the 21st. How about that? We're gonna crack open a bottle. I guess that would be a good day to do Furious Cocktail. We'll do that.